Well, the first pair we are going to be looking at is the US oil as usual. And on the US oil, we have a scenario where we have been in profit since the beginning of the week. Remember, we took advantage of this opportunity right above the $86 level at the beginning of the week, I think on Tuesday. And since then, price has been moving in our direction, and currently we're in over 170 pips in profit at this point in time. However, during the course of yesterday's trading session, hold on a second, let me give you an update on what we were looking at as at yesterday's live session. So we were around here during the live session yesterday, and one thing I stated here is that if for those who missed out on the opportunity we took advantage of at the beginning of the week, well, we want to be looking at a breakout of the $87 mark, retest to structure to give us an opportunity to take advantage of the trend continuation. And this is exactly what happened during the New York session yesterday. We saw the breakout of structure. Price came back to do a retest of structure, and we saw another move that took price right back into the $89 mark. So that move was about how many pips? That's over 200 pips in profit before we started seeing this bearish momentum at the rejection of the $89 mark. So you will have locked in some profit at this point, or at this point as we started seeing this bearish momentum coming in. So going into the New York session today, what is going to be our plan? Well, before I go into this detail, let's scale up to the daily time frame where we are going to be having an holistic view of what is really going on in this market, and let's see if the buyers we have been holding on to since the beginning of the week is still going to hold for us going into the New York session today. So let's dive into the daily time frame and let's see what is happening on this pair. So going into the daily time frame, this is what we can find here on the daily time frame. Please hold on a second, please. I want to attend to an issue here. So give me like 30 seconds, please. Oh, I'm so sorry for the break in transmission. I had to sort out an issue which has been sorted out. Please, don't mind my absence for a few minutes, a few seconds rather. So we are on the daily time frame on the US oil, and what we notice on the US oil on the daily time frame is that price action has been on a strong bullish momentum. And considering the fact that price has been on a strong bullish momentum here, we were able to connect the series of higher lows to give us that resultant bearish trend line, which has been guiding price action to the upside since the later part of last year. Then we zoomed into the structure in the last 6 months here, and we also had this bearish trend line, as we can see here, after connecting the series of lower highs here. So we had this bearish trend line, which took price right back into that bullish trend line here before we witnessed the breakout of that structure 3 weeks ago to give us a bullish signal. And in addition to this current structure we have here is the very important key level at the $86 mark. And this level has actually been a major determinant of price action in the past. We can see every time participant price comes within this level, we saw a bullish momentum here, though we had buying pressure around here, but this was met with strong resistance from the sellers as it took price break down the $86 level, and throughout the month of September, price was trading right below that level. However, during the early days of the month of October, we saw the significant breakout of the structure, and we are going to be seeing this as a bullish signal. And whenever we have a breakout of structure like this, we expect that price is likely going to come back to do a retest of structure, which is exactly what happened here, followed by a consolidation phase right below the $86 level. Then a breakout of the $86 level confirmed that we might be moving in for the second wave of that bullish momentum that started 3 weeks ago. So we had this bullish momentum that started 3 weeks ago. We had a retracement phase into the structure. Price gave us a reversal pattern. We had a breakout of the neckline. And what we are seeing here in the last couple of days is a retest of the neckline, followed by another engulfing candle. So going into the New York session today, we want to see what is really going on at this point in the market. We want to see what is going on here on lower time frame to decipher if we are going to be having a situation where we are going to be having a trend continuation pattern, something like probably a bullish rectangular pattern, a wedge or a flag pattern, whatever it is, to send price going to the upside. So that is one scenario we're going to be looking at. And we're also going to be looking at the situation here if that structure here is going to be turning out to a reversal pattern. Remember, if we look at what has been happening here in the last 4 days, we can see how strong the $90 level has been. We can see this level has been a selling niche for participants in this market, as every time buyers try to break through the $90 area, we have been seeing selling pressure from that area. So there is a likelihood that we could have a reversal pattern that might likely send price breaking down the $86 level, retest to structure to send price going to the downside. So what we want to be doing here is to scale down to a much lower time frame, after which we want to see what is really going on around the $90 mark area to now decipher what next we want to be doing. Well, in order to do that, let's scale down to the 1 hour time frame so that we can see what is really going on at that point in the market. So scaling down to the 1 hour time frame, what is the structure we can find here? So on the 1 hour time frame, we can see how that level here, hold on a second, around the $89 level has been a selling niche for participants in this market since the beginning of the week. So we had the first touch of the $89 level on Monday. Last week Thursday, we had this touch of this $89 level, which brought selling pressure into the market, thereby pushing price down. And I told you yesterday that the structure here evolved into a head and shoulder pattern, which we saw with a breakdown retest of the structure, sending price back to our demands, to our buy zone, which we took advantage of as at yesterday. So right now, price has come back into the $89 level. And what are we noticing here? We can see that we have another selling pressure from that level, pushing price to the downside. So what this simply tells us is that the $89 level at this point in time is a strong selling niche for participants in this market. So we want to be very mindful of how we are going to be trading these at this point in time. However, considering the fact that price has broken right above the $86 level, well, one thing we want to be doing now is to take into consideration this impulsive move that we have been enjoying since the beginning of the week, and let's see if this is going to be a retracement phase of that impulse leg. So if this is going to be a retracement phase, how far will this retracement phase going to go? We don't know how far it's going to go. Is it going to go to as far as the $87 mark before we start seeing buying pressure, or is it going to go as far as the $86 level area before we start seeing buying pressure that will incite the second wave of the bullish momentum that started at the beginning of the week? Well, in order to understand how far this retracement phase is going to go, one thing we want to be doing here is to bring out our Fibonacci retracement tool. Then we run it through the previous impulse leg as we have it here, and then we should be aiming at somewhere between the 50 and the 78.6% of the previous impulse leg, which is our golden zone area where we want to be looking forward to another buying opportunity. So let's quickly identify that structure here. So we have somewhere between the 78 and the 50% retracement of that previous impulse leg. So we have somewhere around here. So let's delete the retracement tool and let's see. Okay, now we have a structure around here. So what we are going to be looking forward to during the New York session today is one, we have two parameters to guide our action. So we have the $87 MAC, and also we have the buy zone, which we have identified right around the $87 area and the $86 area. So what we are going to be looking forward to during the New York session today is to wait for this retracement phase to end, and the only way we can know the retracement phase has ended is when we start sighting reversal pattern here on our lower time frame. It could be a double bottom structure, inverse head and shoulder pattern, a wedge, or whatever it is. Breakout retest of structure on lower time frame will incite a trend continuation to the upside. So what we are going to be doing really on the US oil is to remain patient, and let's see how far this retracement phase will go. And if we finally have that reversal structure right within that buy zone or above the $87 mark, then we want to be joining the rally to the upside. And if a breakout of the $89 finally happens, that is, we see price break out of the structure during the New York session today, that is another good signal that the bullish momentum we are in is quite a strong one. And as a result of this, a retest of structure with buying pressure right above the $89 mark will have given us another leverage to take advantage of adding another position to our existing trade on the US oil. So on the US oil right now, the only thing we need to do right now is just remain patient and wait for price action to fall. We want to wait this retracement phase to end, and let's wait and see how it's going to relate to the $87 structure. And if we look closely into the structure here, we can see that we had this reversal pattern as well. Following this move, we saw something like this. We saw the breakout of that structure, and breaking out of that structure, we expect that price will come back to do a retest. So let's see what is really going to happen during the New York session today. So if you have any question regarding what I've just explained so far, feel free to drop in your inquiries in the comment section, and let me see if there is any help I could render in that regard.